Hey, guys, we are 3 minutes late simply because I didn't put the video on live. Good evening. It's Ray here from...
You've missed all the good stuff.
Honestly, it was good stuff. It was off the cuff, good stuff. And the language, the things you called Man United fans, I tell you what, I can't repeat it. Otherwise, you'd have Mark Goldbridge on your case. Sorry, guys. That was a bit of a cock up from me. But well, I don't know what we talked about for 3 minutes, Bernard. Before we're going to ask, yeah, we said I said you're the B in the bang. You said you're the D in the dong, or that's Mike, isn't it? Mike, who's not been around for a little while, and then we just got off to. I got off to Slater Man United because I said, I'll repeat, Bernard does a lot of Man City stuff on his channel, the Citizen channel, and he's got history, a lot of history, and history basically means you're around. I'm 55 years old. I've got 55 years of history. History does not, in football terms, equate to winning stuff. Yeah, Preston North End, they've got history. First, if I remember correctly, Bernard, you won't correct me.
Proud history, proud Preston, yeah, of course.
They won the league title the first season it was there, and they were the first Invincibles. Hello, Arsenal fans. It wasn't you. You know, it was only whatever 18, 20 games a season or whatever back then. But Preston did it. They did it against whoever they were up against, and that's all that matters. Because Arsenal fans, if we say put that Arsenal team, their Invincible team, against the Man City Centurions or the current iteration or whatever of Manchester City, they wouldn't be Invincibles. They wouldn't have won the league because City would have strolled it. And Arsenal say, oh, well, we could only beat what was in front of us. Well, proud Preston, they beat what everybody or whatever was in front of them, and they went unbeaten. They went unbeaten. And hey, were Arsenal the first three-peat team? Go on, Bernard.
Huddersfield, wasn't it?
Yeah, see, you didn't get that first either, Arsenal. So hey to you. Guys, Dre's here. How you doing, buddy? Evening also, says Blackpool Pluré. Pardo Oaks is here, and we got all the history. It's not all good, but that's what history is. History is just being there, and that's it. It doesn't mean you won stuff. As we said, whilst I was, we were not on air because I didn't press go live. I said up to before the Premier League era, Aston Villa had the same history, similar history to Man United. You know, in fact, they won the European Cup once. Because who won it twice? Was it Villa or Forest? You know better than me, Bernard.
Forest.
Yeah. So Villa had won they'd won lots of league titles and all that. And if you take Slur-Arix, I can't even say his name, Slur-Arix, the purple-nosed one, out of the equation, United are just like, might as well be Celtic or Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Because United would be sat there with, 7 league titles if it wasn't for Ferguson. We've got as many as them. We've got more than them. In fact, Pep's got 5 on his own. In how long has Pep been here? 7 seasons? 5 out of 7. Hey, Mr. Ferguson, look at that. And stick that up your jumper. History is what Bernard's got because he's been alive for that long. I don't know how you managed it, mate, with your track record and your lifestyle.
Quickly downhill, mate, that's for sure.
You and alleyways around Main Road getting... Well, were you doing the chasing of the opposition fans around those little alleyways?
Well, I don't want to deny I didn't. You know, you go with the mob, don't you, mate? That's as simple as that.
You go with the flow. Usually my flow was in the opposite direction. I was the one doing the leg in it.
Oh, yeah, plenty of bit of one of one and one of the other. Yeah, plenty of that.
I was legging it away from the City fans. Forget the opposition fans. I was on my scooter, always looking over. I tell you what, you always looked over your shoulder walking down some of those alleyways because, even because you could get 20 opposition fans, and if you're just walking down an alleyway with a mate and they just come legging it down,
wrong place, wrong time, wrong place. That was it could easily happen.
Yeah, so you're very, very careful, but everything's a little bit different now. Hey, Cundino, are you well? Loads of people on, guys. A ton of you are on tonight. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. We are the inevitable, says Blackpool Blue, and absolutely is right. Dre says, absolutely, history states that Manchester City donated money to try and save Man United from debt just before John Henry Davis boiled them out or bailed them out. I wish he'd boiled them out. Hope you well, says, continue. Absolutely, I'm not doing too bad. I have a problem sleeping at the moment. I can't get over it. I went to bed about 1:30 because my missus came in late on the train with the lads, and I was up at 4:30. Supposed to get up at 6:30, but I couldn't sleep. So it's a terrible life. My missus said, no phone or computer in bed. I said, that's my life. But you have your phone there at the side of you in case of emergencies or whatever. But we are the inevitables, absolutely. History also states that Arsenal was formed after Man City. Coutinho, let's get through these points. We have a lot of money from the treble, last summer sales, and the summer potentials we better spend. Yep. Bernardo's been reading the Giver's book. What's that, Giver's?
The governor's book. I much prefer the young governors and the cool cats. I prefer the cool cats. The mainline service crew.
I didn't know any crews when I was in. I went with the Glodwick boys. A few of us, we used to go City fans down there, and we kind of stuck together because you kind of stood out a little bit. I think
you got to watch out for the old baldies now. They're the ones to watch out for.
With the trouble with the ball, guys, yeah. We will cut you with 1,000 quips,
razors,
quips. We've got the quips. We've got the wit. They just got the gob. The club needs to stop being soft and push over, tell players to hurry up and make decisions. Hey, guys, continue. Calm down, man. Calm down, man. Because whatever City have been doing over the last 6 or 7 years has been working. So whether we think they're too slow to make decisions, whether we think that we are selling players too cheaply, whether we think we're not giving other players a chance, whether you're not happy with X, Y, and Z, the numbers kind of speak for themselves. 5 league titles in 7 years, 2 FA Cups in that time, 4 League Cups. I'm a bit disappointed we haven't got more FA Cups, and I'm disappointed that we've not been winning our regular prize of the League Cup. Having said that, I'd rather give up the League Cup and win the FA Cup or the Champions League. So don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. Don't write into me. Don't at me on Twitter. I'm not complaining about anything. We've won a shed load of stuff. I was just reading something. Someone said about Saka and Foden and said Saka's almost at Foden's legacy now. I thought, hang on a minute. Phil Foden's won at Manchester City. He's won 5 Premier League titles. He's won 2 FA Cups. He's won 4 League Cups. Forget about the 2 Community Shields. I'm not bothered about them. He's won the Champions League. Young Mr. Phil Walter. Was it Philip Walter Foden? Is that his full name?
Yeah.
Rather than Phileas Fogg Foden. He's also won the Under-17 World Cup with England. Where was he? He was a golden ball, wasn't it? Well, he didn't have golden balls, apparently.
Oh, yeah, he was the golden ball, yes.
He was a player of the tournament. And I think he's won a young player of the season and stuff like that. Saka. And it's not all about trophies. Please, it's not all about trophies. Saka's won an FA Cup. And that's it. And I said, everything that Saka does in his career, he will not emulate what Phil Foden has done by the age of 23, because there's no way Arsenal are going to win 5 league titles in Saka's lifetime. You can mark my words. You can come back when Saka's retired, and if I'm wrong, I'll shave me. No, I've done that already. If I'm wrong, I'll shave my eyebrows. Saka will not win what Phil Foden's won in his career, and he's yet to carry on winning. Phil Foden's got another 10 years at City, yeah. And I'm hoping he gets another 1 or 2 Champions League titles under his belt, another 1 or 2, 4 or 5 Premier League titles, and everything else. Club World Cup would be nice. Super Cup would be nice. Right. Chit chat, flip flap, flannel, done with. Get on to the topic of the day, Bernard. You're distracting me. You're a distraction.
I'm behaving myself tonight. I'm being very quiet.
You handsome devil, Bernard. Look, that's why we got 44 people on. The girls have heard. Well, some of the boys have heard. Bernard's on tonight. We got the grannies in tonight. Anyway, we're here to talk about why City in the future, okay, FFP is a past problem. Now, we've obviously, I'll be upfront about this. we've still got the issue of the 115 charges to deal with. And if you watch the videos we did with Colin Savage, Press Rich Blue on Twitter, football finance expert, we're very comfortable. I mean, look, I'm a qualified accountant. I've got letters after my name, but I still look at Colin and chat with Colin and get Colin on the channel because he's got a level of experience and expertise, and he's done a lot more research than me. He's a great guy to get on board. He's very confident that that the Premier League are just hissing in the wind. You know what I mean? They're just wasting their time. They've thrown a lot of mud. People hope that some of the mud sticks. Yes, it's besmirched Man City. It's blackened our name a little bit, so sullied or soiled our name, which the owners won't be happy about. But until we have our day in, well, it's not court, it'll be some arbitration or some hearing. We are innocent until proven guilty, and those are the key words. They have to prove we're guilty. You can't just go on a fishing expedition and say prove you're innocent, because that's not how it works. They've got to prove that we're guilty. So we're very confident that a lot of the stuff they're looking at is stuff that's UEFA looked at. It's stuff that, it's not time bad or anything, but it's stuff that's already been gone over. And unfortunately, fans from opposition fan bases, they're either ignorant, stupid, or it suits their purpose and their agenda to spout rubbish, to tell the wrong thing. People talking about the CAS case, the UEFA case, and said stuff was time bad. It wasn't all time bad. There was stuff that was not proven. You can't just say, City got off on a technicality because it was time bad. No, there was stuff that wasn't time bad. There was stuff that was not proven. They couldn't prove it, or a lot of stuff went in our favour, which is why the penalty got us 20 million euros, and that was simply for not cooperating with UEFA's inquiry, because we said UEFA were, to coin a phrase that people use, City didn't actually use this. No one complained. They said UEFA are bent and crooked. Okay, that's just a kind of phrase that some fans were saying about UEFA, and that the process was biased and they were leaking. I mean, UEFA were leaking stuff. How can you have the semblance of a fair hearing if the prosecutor is the UEFA, the police, prosecutor, and the judge, okay, and they're leaking information to the press? So how on earth can you have a fair hearing? And that's why I think City didn't cooperate, because you said, you're just fishing, we won't cooperate because you're doing the dirty on us. And whichever way you want to look at it, people can say this stuff was time bad or bits and pieces were whatever. There's nothing proven. City got off, we move on. Okay, so let's these 115 charges. We're very confident that they'll amount to nothing, naught, zero, nothing again, and we will move on. Nada. Okay, null. Any language you want, it's nothing. Right. Why are City not going to worry about FFP going forwards? One thing is, we discussed this last week, Bernard, I think with Colin. The turnover is going through the roof at the moment. The turnover is going through the roof. City are expected to have a turnover of over £700 million. Now, whichever way people want to argue, it's fake and all this, it's going to happen. Whether they like it or not, it's going to happen, which is the highest in the Premier League. I think, is it Real Madrid or Barcelona might have had higher overall, but £700 million. United, we said it 5 years ago that City will catch Man United. City will catch them and overtake, because two things were happening. Man United weren't having success, so they're out of the Champions League. That's cost them a shed load of money. And City were having success, constant Champions League qualification, getting deep in the competition. Lots of quarterfinals, semi-finals, a final, and finally winning it. So our turnover has been going through the roof because prize money. You win the Premier League, you get the most prize money. You win the Champions League, you get all that prize money. You win games in the rounds in the Champions League, you get the prize money there. So City have been getting, there's not much prize money that City haven't been getting, because we won the Premier League, won the FA Cup. It's not a lot of money, and we won the Champions League. It's only the league title, which is chicken feed, really. I don't think that's actually worth that much. Okay, and going forwards, because we've won the Champions League, okay, we will play in the Super Cup. Okay, now the winner of the Super Cup will get €5 million for a one-off game. It's not bad, is it? Are you going Super Cup, Bernard? Is that the one?
Friendly, mate. Well, I want to go to. Well, it's a friendly abroad. I'll go to a friendly in this country, but I'm not going abroad for one.
You'll go to Boundary Park, but not to Athens. Yeah. I like your style, Bernard. But that's worth €5 million.
Similar climate. Hold them to Athens.
But that's over £4 million in prize money. Okay, which look, we don't know if City are going to win it. Okay, but there's a good chance. Okay, we've got 1 in 2 chance. Okay, and actually the runner-up will get somewhere in the region of €3.8 million, which is over £3 million. Okay, so that's basically another shed load of money. So whether we win or we come runners-up, we will be doing pretty well out of that. Okay, now the 2024, if I get my numbers right, the Club World Cup last time, so we're in the Club World Cup, that is going to be, I think they won £5 million. The last team that won the Club World Cup, I think, won $5 million. Get it right, $5 million. There's going to be a new one. I'm trying to think what the next Club World Cup is. Can't find the breakdown. But the last one was $5 million. Now, I usually you'd expect it to go up a little bit more. Just waiting to see what and now. And in a year's time, I think City are qualified for the year after as well. When it's expanded, you would quite reasonably expect the money to go up again. So it's potentially, if we win 3 games, another.
And of course, the Champions League's been expanded to more games, isn't it? So there'll be more money over the next 3 years, 3 years.
I think overall there'll be more money sloshing around in the Champions League. UEFA will find a way to take some of our money away from the TV rights that we get in England because they far outstrip everybody else's. It used to be the TV money was split between the clubs in that country, and I think that included a bit of Scotland as well. Whereas what UEFA had done have taken some of the money away from that pool, whatever it is, 10 or 20%, and distributed it amongst the clubs to make it fairer, to stop England pulling away. But I think when you get this season, we're going to get that double whammy of winning everything, and then the Club World Cup. So this season we're going to get over 700 million. If we do reasonably close to what we did this season, next season, let's say we win those 2 tournaments or come second or whatever, we'll get between £6 and £8 million. That's a fair bit of money, and then there will be some sponsorship, I'm sure, involved with that. There'll be some. I'm not sure what ticket sales and all that works. But let's say that Club World, that Super Cup, I reckon that Super Cup will be worth to City, worth more than €5 million, because I think you'll get sponsors involved and whatever. So I think those 2 competitions could be worth £10 million to us in total if we win them. That adds up, and the turnover is just going to keep on going up. So all the prize money is going to be City at the top of the tree. TV money, which is different to prize money. You get your prize money for winning competitions and stuff, but in Premier League, you get your TV money. That's going up. You get your TV money for how many times you're on TV. Well, City are, the best team in all the land and all the world, and they're winning the title so often that they're generally in the top 2 or 3 of appearances on TV. Now, overall, I think the overseas money, even though the Premier League TV deal is a bit static, I think the overseas is still going forward. So overall, the Premier League, the Premier League TV money is going to keep going forwards and rising, especially when you've got people like Amazon trying to get in and muscle in a bit more. You've got obviously Sky paying the rights. You've got BT, who I don't think reaches anymore, but you'll get somebody else coming in. You've got Amazon. Why can't you have Disney or somebody else, Netflix, or somebody else will come in and they want a piece of this pie because they can see, Sky made themselves on Premier League football. So the TV money, I think, will just keep on going up. And match day income, it'll be interesting to see what match day income is now because of after COVID, but it was about £55 million. we said it's dropped. It dropped a little bit for the 2,000 seats we've taken away, but very soon we're going to have another. We're going to be up to 61,000 seats. That's another 8,000. There'll be millions and millions and millions of pounds coming in on match day from ordinary fans, from overseas fans, from hospitality and stuff like that. Ton of money. Then, obviously, we talked before, we've got the arena that's going to come online soon. The 21,000 seat arena for concerts, the hotel, and all that is going to be around there. So you're going to have, I think, you're going to have a hotel, bars, and an arena.
So go off track just a little bit. We're going back to the 61,000. Was it the Mail? Was it the Mail that said we had 120,000 waiting list? What load of crap!
Rubbish.
Absolutely. What was it? What was all that about?
I've not seen that. I don't read the Mail, mate.
I mean, at one stage they were saying we had 120 waiting list for the season cars. I don't think so.
Rubbish. A few years ago, 3 years ago, when I'm trying to remember when my lads I give up my lads' season tickets because they weren't paying it. It wasn't they who give it up. I give it up because I'm paying for your season card and you go in six games a year. You can do one, lads. Costing me money, that. And around that time, there wasn't much of a wait. Honestly, there's not much.
Yeah, I thought it almost non-existent these days.
A few years ago, might have been a few thousand, but I don't think it's going to be a lot. So that's look. It's the Mail, mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just such a high. I mean, they put 40,000. It just seems such a ludicrous number to come up with. That I have no idea. I mean, if you've got to lie, I suppose lie wonderfully. We'll do it beautifully. A lot of you
see at times they've read it somewhere, heard it somewhere, extrapolated or something. Rubbish. 120,000. My backside. I don't buy that. So no, not at all. But turnover I think will get a match day up to 80 million with that too much delay once that stand's been built. And obviously the arena and you can have basically an entertainment village kind of. You can have a hotel, you can have the arena, you can have pubs and bars and food outlets, I guess, and whatever. And City will be either getting rent or City Football Group or whatever getting rent, and obviously I think it's their hotel, their arena, whatever. Or they're working with others, but that's going to bring in a shed load of money. You can see what Tottenham have done. Tottenham, and hopefully I don't think City will because they'll better run than Tottenham. They won't take that eye off the ball. Spurs have got American football there, knackering up the grass. They've got this.
Well, I thought they had a thing that lowers the pitch and they can change the pitch without knackering it.
Well, maybe I stand correct.
Yeah, the whole thing was it was like layers, and you could roll one down and bring the other one up.
Maybe I'm thinking about a few years ago. But then they've got this underground karting track or something. They've got they're going to try and do baseball there. Their focus is on a lot of non-football stuff, and their eye is on the money. Whereas City, it's like Spurs are Cyclops. Spurs are like Cyclops. They've got one eye, it's on the money, and it's spoiling their football. Whereas City have got three eyes. They've got, two eyes on the football and an eye on the business or whatever. One eye on the football, two eyes on the business. So City are doing everything. They're getting the money right, the business and off-field stuff right, and they're getting on-field stuff right. And Spurs, that's where they're falling down. Because on-field, if it wasn't for Harry Kane, Spurs would be in the toilet. They'd be below mid-table. Look at Spurs last season. Harry Kane scored 30 league goals. He kind of went under the radar in a crappish Spurs team. They'd be below mid-table without Harry Kane because they don't know how to spend their money well. Let's be honest, they buy players who are just not good enough. So all these different areas, City's turnover is going through the roof. Now, as when Bernard and me spoke with Colin Savage the other week, Colin talked a little bit about FFP changing so that I think your wages can't be. I think it's this year is 90%, then it goes to 80, then 70% of turnover. So it's in effect capping the wages. And it's a bit more complicated than that, but that's the basic way it's going to be. I think right now City got paid one of the highest wages, about 350 million quid or something. And with the bonuses for all that we won, it might be a little bit more than that, might go up by 10% or something. It might be up to 400 million. But if you're turning over 700 million, 4 divided by 7, Bernard, woo, it's under 60%. 57%. Okay. So we are already complying with what it'll be in 3 years' time. So that's comfortable. So our turnover's gone up. Okay. Our expenses will go up, but not as quickly as our turnover. We're getting more sponsors. More sponsors are coming on board. Legitimate sponsors. Yeah, there've been some, no two ways about it, dodgy dealings, usually with crypto or betting companies or stuff like that. But City aren't the only ones. Lots of others. They see the pound signs, they jump at them, and they make dumb deals. City are not the only ones. So stop doing it, City. Stop doing it. You don't need to do it. But the expenses will go up, but not the same way. So, if your turnover goes up a lot, your expenses go up a little, you're well up in the FFP rules. And on top of all that, the fact is everything's working superbly, smoothly, wonderfully. Forgive the pun, the wheels are well oiled on the City train. Well oiled. Okay. We've got the profit on sale of players, and that is the coup de grace. Okay. The profit on sale of players, forget about the academy. I'll come to that next. We've got players like Gabriel Jesus. He left for 45 million quid. Sterling was about 50 million quid. Oh, I laughed my head off when Chelsea paid that for Sterling. He weren't worth 50p. I do him a disservice. He weren't worth a couple of quid in my book. He was not over the hill, but on the other side of the hill going down. And Sterling, without going into all the finances, in our books, Sterling wouldn't have been valued at more than 10 million quid. Because what you do when you buy a player, let's say we paid 50 million for Raheem Sterling, and he's on a 5-year contract, you depreciate, or the accounting term is amortize, the value over the life of his contract. So it's a 5-year contract. It goes down 10 million a year. If he extends the contract, let's say after 3 years, he extends by 2 years. So he's got 2 years left on his contract. His value is down to 20 million, and then you amortize it. You share it over the remaining life of his contract. So if you have 2 years left, extended it by 2 years, that's 4. It comes down to 5 million a season. A couple of seasons there. Sterling would have been 10 million maximum in our books, I reckon. Something like that. We sell him for 50 million. We've made a paper profit of 40 million pounds. That goes in our profit and loss account. Bang. It makes a huge difference. Gabriel Jesus, we sold him for, I think, 45 million. I dare say we made 35 million profit on him. Add it to Raheem Sterling, 75. Zinchenko, we paid, was it 1.5 million euros or something like that? He cost us peanuts. Okay? Peanuts. And so basically the Zinchenko fee was almost all a paper profit. Okay? So that's basically the best part of 30 million quid. Okay, so Arsenal paid 30 million quid for him. I'm just trying to see what City paid, but I'm sure it was about what was the club again? Luft or something? Luft. Yeah, you don't need to check, but I thought you might know off the top of your head. But it's neither here nor there. So City didn't pay much for him at all. So 1.7 million I'm seeing. Okay. Ufa. I knew that had a U and an F in it. Ufa. So we made about 28.5, let's say 28 million pounds profit on Zinchenko. Let's say roughly 30 million profit on Sterling. We would have made about 40 million, and on Gabriel Jesus, let's say we made 35. That's 75. That's over 100 million pounds. Over 100 million pounds. We lost their wages off the book. Sterling was one of the highest wage earners as well, reportedly 275 grand a week. We're getting someone like Julian Alvarez. I bet he's not on 100 grand a week. So we've saved at least 250.
Oh, he's going to Arsenal, isn't he?
Rubbish that. We saved 10 million quid extra as well on his wages. So Zinchenko and Sterling gone. Gabriel Jesus was on big money. The players that have replaced them are on less money. So if someone's on 50 grand less than somebody else, you're saving yourself 2.5 million a year. And some of these players, as I said, I suspect Alvarez is on at least 250 or 300 less than Sterling. It's ridiculous. So we've got the massive profit on sale of players. We're saving on the huge wages of these players. I mean, Gundogan's just left. His wages will be huge. Okay? I don't know what we're paying Kovacic. Let's say we're paying Kovacic 150 grand a week. Gundogan would have been at least 200, maybe 225. I reckon we're saving 3, 4, 5 million there. So we got huge profit on sale of players. And every season it will happen. If Mahrez leaves this summer for 30 million, let's say, we make a huge profit, almost all of that, but 25 million paper profit. If Laporte leaves for 40 million, I think those two are reasonable to leave this summer. We'll have a paper profit of, let's say, 30 million. Put them two together, 55 million profit. And we've already made, the next part I'm going on to is our academy. We've already made profit, we'll make profit on Trafford of about 17 million, between 17 and 19. Shea Charles of 10 million, 10 and a half. Best part of 30 million. And there's other kids who are going as well. Kieran Slicker went to Ipswich. I don't know what the money was there. Might have been, but it was undisclosed. Others weren't disclosed, but people have a rough idea what teams are paying. So the academy.
How much did Callum Doyle go for?
Callum hasn't been sold, has he? Is he going on loan?
I'm sure I read it today. Oh no, not Callum. The other guy who got sold. Oh, Rodgers.
Oh, I don't know about Rodgers.
Yeah, he's been actually sold, but I don't
It'll be undisclosed. I mean, some of these might be 500,000, 1 million. There was a kid a couple of years ago, I forgot his name now. He went for 400 grand. He's got a double barrel name. He went to Burnley. Egan Riley. Was that the one? So he went for about 400 grand or something. So you get some small numbers, and then you get your big numbers like your in recent times, Angus Gunn, 13 to 15 million quid. Gavin Bazunu, 12 million quid. Edozie, 10.5 million quid. Larios, 6 million quid. Trafford's going for good money. Even Aaron Muric, 2.5 million quid was still decent money. So all these things add up. Now, there's someone, I'm going to pull this up, someone called Blue, let me pull it up, his tweet. Blue City Brain, I think it's called, this fella. I haven't uploaded the new tweet with his name in it. Anyway, so he talked in the last 7 seasons, he said, we made about £360 million from the CFA or CFG, that City Football Group, through various means of sales, add-ons, selling clauses. So, like the Jadon Sancho. When we sold Jadon Sancho to Dortmund for 10 million quid, we had a sell-on clause 15%. Went to United for about just over 72 million quid. We made best part of 10 million quid. So on Sancho, who didn't want to be here, we made 20 million quid. Okay? The way he's played the last 2 seasons, he's not worth 20 million quid. So if Romeo Lavia, who we sold for 10 million quid to Southampton, if he gets sold, I think we've got a 20% selling clause. Let's say he goes for 40 million. We'll get 8 million for him. It's fantastic. It is fantastic money. Ferran Torres, okay, it's slightly different, but we made a huge profit on him, about 30 million quid. And that's actually a bit more. In the book terms, it's probably about nearer to 40 because we paid about 20 for him, sold him for about 52 or something. And he would have depreciated a bit in that time as well. So the academy profits are bringing in about 50 to 60 million pounds a year. So even without this stuff, the turnover and everything is already in City's favour, the turnover expenses and everything else. And then we've got the profit on the sale of players and the profit on the sale of the academy players. It's ridiculous. You chuck all that together. FFP can do one. Bye-bye, FFP. See you later. It means nothing. That's my opinion. It means nothing. Let's go through some comments and I'll bring Bernard back in. Lynn says, hi all. I thought you were breaking the Hugh Edwards. I don't know anything about Hugh Edwards. Don't know anything about that, mate. Don't know what you're talking about. If we sell Bernardo, any less than 70 million cheeky. What do you come on? See, this is the trash talk from behave. I've just said, despite or regardless of however much fans have complained about cheeky selling players cheaply or not getting players in time or not buying, Declan Rice if you wanted him or not paying enough money for somebody when you want them. Look at our record in the last 7 years under Pep. Look at the record. 5 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups, 4 you can't see my hand there, but 4 League Cups and a Champions League winners' medals for everybody. For you and me, Bernard, we can put a star on our.
Well, I'm still waiting for mine.
But look at everything that we win. And so don't come at me and say Cheeky's this, Cheeky's that. What you should be saying, overall, what Cheeky's done is outstanding. What Ferran Soriano done has been incredible. And Pep, he is irrepressible and irreplaceable and unique what they've done. So the management, I said it last week when we did that video, that City are the best run club going, the best run club in the world. And this is the result of it. Don't pick out one little thing and say, well, we might sell Bernardo for 50 million and he should be worth 70 or 80. So what? I strongly believe that City do deals with players to make them stay longer. Okay, and then they say if the right bid comes in, we'll let you go at the right price, which isn't astronomical. Someone like Bernardo, yes, Bernardo to me right now, looking at the deals for the players that are going through, Bernardo is 80, 90 million quid. Easy all day long. If City's selling for 40, I'm not going to cry too much. Why? Because he doesn't want to be here. He's probably stayed at least a couple of years more than he initially wanted to. Let him go. Don't cry about what, one or two things that you see Cheeky do you're not happy with. Look at his track record. Look at the bulk of his, what he's achieved. Look at it overall. City also does stuff behind. I see Akanji, for example. Akanji was a superb signing. And the other thing you got to notice, we've got players under the radar. People have thought, these guys are no good. Akanji. And it's like, wow. What's this guy? Julian Alvarez. What did we pay? 17 million quid for him? Ridiculous. Yes, we pay big money for players like Walker, like Johnny Stones, Rodri, Mahrez, and whatever. But and even Jack Grealish. But we've got a couple through under the radar that haven't been too expensive, but people forget about them. Why should we all over the Szoboszlai deal? Why? We've got Kovacic, which is what we wanted. Kovacic has got experience in the Premier League. Okay, he's won the Champions League with how many different clubs, Bernard?
3, is it?
Did he win it with Inter? He's still won it with Real Madrid, and he's won it with us at Chelsea, and he's going to win it with City. I mean, mark my words, Kovacic will win the Champions League at Manchester City. If I'm wrong, come and sue me. But it's true. So we don't have to be all over the Szoboszlai deal, because guess what? We won the league title last season. We won the Champions League with the team we've got, and we are refreshing. We've refreshed by getting Kovacic in, 29 years old. Gundogan was 32. Oh, it's a slight decrease in average age of the squad. If the Guardiola deal comes through and Laporte leaves, we'll lop off another 7 or 8 years, I think, from our average of the age of the squad. So not the average, but overall age of the squad. And so we're making it younger. We're refreshing it. And then look at the youngsters we've got now that you could play in that team and you wouldn't complain. If Phil Foden plays, no arguments. Haaland. Haaland's 22. Foden's 23. Rico Lewis. I don't think anybody would complain if Rico Lewis is playing on a regular basis. Julian Alvarez. There's 4 kids there. Even our man Sergio Gomez, who had a cracking under 21 World Cup Euro, with Spain. He actually looked all right. So we've got some youngsters either playing or coming through. Yeah. And so you can't just ignore them and discard them. Even Ruben Dias isn't that old. What is he, 25, 26? He's not that old. And so you can't just ignore these, Continuous says FFP down in 2020. It's died. I don't know when. I'm a long way behind you guys. I'm going to try and catch up. City recently haven't been able to chasing other clubs' targets. That's what opponents do. Many don't work out. Absolutely. It's clear to see Man City's revenue was a great projection. Even Brad Wright Phillips said he was amazed to see children in the US now wearing City jerseys. Absolutely. Have you watched Netflix on the Portuguese hacker? No, I haven't. Top of the league. But, I think we basically said he stole data. There's obviously strong rumours, or more than rumours, that he was trying to blackmail clubs. That's what people were saying. That's the allegations. So he stole stuff to blackmail people. It's not a great look. Kevin, no, Alex, I don't believe that. Why would you leave to go backwards? For someone like him, I don't know. No, he's got a contract. He won't leave. The filth he exposed at the very top of football is unreal. True. That player-owned agent era Turkish. Yeah, there's a lot of rubbish going on. Truth is, too, City's success has helped to attract fans and revenues to the EPL, which is a benefit to the entire league. They got arguments of fans of how they grew their success is not relevant. True. Kevin said he wants to retire at City. Absolutely, Phil. He said that. Guys, there's 75 people on. This is a crazy stream tonight because we're a small channel. But with thanks to your help, thanks to people like Bernard, Mike from Bolt from the Blue, and Colin Savage, who is Presswich Blue on Twitter, we've put out some good stuff. So if anybody is watching and you like these old geezers, my ugly mug and that handsome devil, that is Bernard Deneen. And then even more handsome, but he doesn't show himself, Mike Long. Mike Long is, what's the right word?
He's got hair anyway.
He's got hair. Well, that's in his favour. He's got the looks that Mike Long, but he won't show himself because he's afraid that women of a certain age will throw themselves at their laptops when they see Matt Long gone. So
we'll get out. We'll get out of the walking. Get off the walking sticks.
They'll get into a hot flush. But we banned his picture.
Get out of the mobility scooters.
But we banned him because he's too good looking. He just knocks us for six. Top of the league, real Beckham, Trump, and high profile all walking free. Absolutely. It's the way it works, isn't it? Everybody goes at City because we're winning stuff and people can't take it. Yeah, well, I hope we do. I hope we do. Like with Walker, we get Walker, and they were laughing that they mugged us off for 50-odd million for Walker. Who's laughing now, Daniel? Who's laughing now? Need to watch if you're not. It was discussing what they're doing and no action taken. Absolutely. Well, it's true. People don't like living, but it's wherever you go, you know. The problem is they don't live in Manchester. The problem is they live in places like Hale Barnes, Wilmslow, Alderley Edge. They need to get themselves down to Longsight, Wythenshawe, and Rusholme. Live there, cross side, and you will change your mind. You will love it. Go down the Curry. Go down the Curry Mile every day, different. You can go for Persian one night, Afghan another night. Indian, Pakistani, Bengali, Turkish, wherever you want. This food galore, gorgeous food. They're just living in the wrong places, and that's their problem. Just started watching that. Hey, thank you, Stephen Walters. Look, I have a long and varied and sometimes ugly history, but I've been doing YouTube since 2018, since the Centurion season. Bernie's been doing it. How long have you been doing your YouTube stuff, Bernie?
For about just under you, I think about 4 years, 4 and a bit years, something like that.
So, there's plenty of stuff out there. Some wives are fed up. Yeah, look, where that happens. Look, the footballer in people. If you're a professional, this is my humble opinion. If you're a professional, you want to play football and win stuff, get good money, and you're getting that at City. I love playing in the rain. I loved it. And I love playing in the cold because, not because I'm a hard man, but it was just great weather. In those days, the sliding tackles just carried on sliding. You could slide halfway across the pitch. I miss those days as well. I miss those days playing on a waterlogged pitch where you kick the ball and you get stuck in the pitch, or you trample.
Well, we had rope for crossbars when you were playing, mate. They had rope across the goals.
Cheeky Prince are the true MVPs of the team. Absolutely. That's a top point, Mando. Give yourself a point because it is a top point, Mr. Blues. We're so pleased to be with you. Look around. Absolutely. ELO that, Mr. Blue. Don't waste your time on Coutinho. I think that's a good point. Some City fans just want Galactico. Yeah, you don't need Galactico. Look, we won we were Centurions and Formidables with Zinchenko and Fabian Delph playing at left back. Take that in. Kovacic is a bench player. I don't think he's not Coutinho. See, excuse me. Okay, this is the problem. I remember people said that Harry Kane was injury prone, right? And he shouldn't be. City shouldn't be in for him. But no one did the homework. He had one season where he dropped under 30, but it was averaging like 31 or 33 games a season. Okay, in the league, that's not the hallmark of an injury-prone player. Look, Kovacic, okay, in his time at Chelsea, 32. I'm going to include all games, not just league games. Okay, Kovacic, first season at Chelsea on loan, 51 games, 47, 42, 44, 37. Okay, he's not, his league games have dropped off a bit, but his worst season for the league is 25 games. Okay, but that season he still played 44 games overall. Last season he played 27 games in a crap Chelsea side, 37 games overall. Where's the Mr. Injury Prone? Ask kerfuffle. Saka never won the FA Cup. I think it's on his honour roll. He was Big Morgan. I think it's on his honour roll on Wikipedia that he was part of the Arsenal squad. He might not have been on the pitch, but same with Phil. He's not on the pitch for some stuff, and he gets it. Continue. Let's not worry about that. Race full of red. I'm buzzing. I've had 3 hours sleep. I've just had 2. I just had another double coffee, and I had one before I went out to the shop. So I'm on fire tonight. Who cares that these privileged people don't like the weather? It sounds it is Manchester blue. Let's continue another chance. Our squad is small enough in terms of quality. It's not small in terms of quality. It's top in terms of quality. Okay, you might say we could do with a bit more depth, and I wouldn't argue with you. But in terms of quality, it is the business. It is the bee's knees. It is the bee's knees. Continue, don't want Glatz. We don't need Glatz. I feared Kovacic when we played Chelsea. I'm so glad we signed him. Absolute top of the league. We're going to do well with what we do. So I've been blasting on for 45 minutes. I got to go and pick my lad up in a minute. He's just coming back from a trip to Blackpool with the school. We used to go for trips and stuff, but my dad never gave me the sort of money that he asked. I handed off to him. So So he wants snacks, he wants this, he wants that, and they want to go out and do. I tell you what, the world is bonkers. The way things have changed since our day. We were lucky to get thick ear when we were kids, Bernard, or a slipper on your backside or whatever, or my mum's clog on my head. My mum used to love hitting me with the heel of a shoe, a wooden heel. Hey mate, it's the way things were done in those days, mate. In the 70s, that's how life was, and it's not done me any harm. That's it. The reverse side of rain is playing nice. Look, the sun is out. The sun is out. I'm looking through my window at the pen.
He wants to play football in the sun anyway. I used to, it's too. It's not enough for cricket. Never mind bloody football.
I'm looking outside my window. I can see the rolling hills of the Pennines. Now, tell me, do you get that in Barcelona? I mean, what is an extra 6 or 7 degrees in centigrade in heat or Celsius? I've got the rolling hills of the Pennines in my window. It's beautiful. I could take a picture there, and it's a postcard picture straight away. It's superb. I can go walking on the hills, go up to Hollingworth Lake, go up to Upper Mill, beautiful places like that, Saddleworth. Don't tell me about Barcelona. Don't tell me about Madrid and Turin and Milan for the shopping and all that gubbins. Whatever you want. You want to go. Here's the thing. You're living in Milan. Okay, you want to go shopping. You might go shopping once or twice a month. You're not going to go every, second or third day going to the big designer shops. You live in Manchester. You want to do that thing. You go over there for the weekend when you've not got a game or something. I
bet they don't have Primani, do they?
What's that? Primark.
Primani, and I bet they don't have that in Barcelona.
I bet they don't have, what was that one?
TK Maxx. Do they have TK Maxx in Barcelona?
No, they don't have James Brown Leather Market in Barcelona. They don't have Windsor's for shoes in Barcelona. So stick that in your trumpet.
You don't have chip muffins or chip balms, depending on who you speak to.
Yeah, our players knew the turkey, but you didn't get hit for nothing. Of course, Big Morgan. I earned my beatings as a kid. I earned them. I worked hard. I didn't have to work hard. I was good at getting in trouble. But that's another story. I was good at getting other people in trouble as well. That's it, Sean. No chippies in Barca. No, we don't do French fries. We want big, fat, northern chips with a bit of gravy or some curry sauce, or your beans, or your mushy peas, proper mushy peas, not these downside softing peas that they give. Who gives? If I'm in a restaurant or something, I don't mind having peas, normal peas with my fish and chips, some tartar sauce, whatever. But I'm living in Manchester, or even when I lived in Liverpool for a few years, we get proper fish and chips, proper chippy fish and chips, big fat chips. grease pouring off them. You get you pick your fish up and it's dripping in fat. You got your mushy peas, proper mushy peas. You don't want little petit pois. Who wants petit pois? I want mushy peas. Look, if I'm not getting mushy peas, I don't mind some marifat peas. I'll take marifat instead of mushy peas. You go down south, you don't get cheese and onion pie. You don't get meat and potato pie or whatever. All these steak and kidney pies. You don't get that sort of stuff. You don't
get anything moist. Don't get anything moist down south. Nothing moist.
What are they selling? Jellied eels. Jellied eels. I'd rather put them down my underpants, down my kicks, than eat them. Jellied eels. What are you doing with jellied eels, guys? That's disgusting, man. I'm better off being back in France where they're eating snails and escargot and puppy dogs' tails and whatever they eat. Oh, that's South Korea.
They have sausage and mash, but they don't have any gravy. So what's the point?
What are they doing? They've got no idea about culinary delights down in this. I lived there for a few years and it was hard work, mate. It was hard work. You had to actually look for the places where I used to go and get the butchers I used to go to was a guy who lived up in Oldham and he moved down south and he lived on actually up the road that I lived on. So you can get the stuff that you're used to, the good stuff, but you have to go and search for it. It's hard work. Let's go. Last couple of points. Arsenal increasingly frustrated. Yeah, look, what's the delay? Is it Arsenal? Show them your money. Do the deal. Look, I've worked in sales a long time. Okay, sometimes when you want something to happen, you pay over the odds. You make it happen. You give the other person no way that they can say no. You need something done. If you can afford it, you pay off. You don't waste your time bartering and going around to I want something done, and it's urgent. I'll pay a little extra. And I'll make someone say, yeah, I can't turn that down. Yes, I want the best deal in the world. But sometimes you've got to look at the bigger picture. Arsenal are not doing that. Get the deal done. Or is Declan Rice thinking, hey, I made a mistake. Manchester City are the best club in all the land and all the world. I've not been listening to those fans. And they win the trophies. Maybe I need to do that. Last couple of points. For the Big Hills of the Lake District, original Dundalk branch. Hey, Dundalk, top of the league. I was in Republic of Ireland about 3 weeks ago. I was in Athlone. That's County. Is that Meath or Westmeath or something? I'm actually going to a place called Letterkenny in a couple of weeks' time. Letterkenny up in County Donegal. So I wanted to go to Dundalk. I was trying to get a show there because that's just over the border. It's not too far to drive for me when I'm based in the Northern Ireland. But we'll see. Wrapped in newspaper, absolutely. Edward Kenyon, absolutely. Battered sausage and chips and curry sauce, absolutely. Mary D's, proper moist. Hey, this is proper football talk. We're losing the football fan. We got one from 75 viewers to 58, but who cares? Arsenal waiting for the take a 25-year mortgage, absolutely in the middle. Westmeath, there you go. See, trying to remember these. Got my camper from Letterkenny. Manchester.
Evening, Nauru. Evening, mate. You all right?
53 minutes.
Are you due back at that care home, mate? It's getting on late now. You have to get back, mate. Get back.
It's taken 53 minutes, and there's a song. Is it a Sondheim song? I can't remember. It's called, was it Bringing the Clowns? And Bringing the Clowns, Nauru. Come on down, man. The price is right. Nauru is in the house. I don't know how. Not only has he dared to raise his head above the parapet, how dare he say something, but he's come out with some absolute tosh. I said at the top of the show, if it wasn't for Slur Eric's the big purple nose one, okay, the guy who got into a fight over a horse and ended up costing United because the Glazers then bought it instead of the Irish guys. If it wasn't for him, they'd be on 7 or 8 league titles. If it wasn't for Alex Ferguson, United could be there with 7 or 8 league titles. We would already be past them. That's the legacy of that old fool. I mean, that old ex-Man United manager. You come to know I will look out for you coming in. Mate, I've got to get a gig there. I will actually be contacting some places because I'm coming over to Northern Ireland for some gigs in August. My diary's quite full, but in September I'm coming over again a couple of times for some gigs. I've got some theatre stuff, so I've got some free dates. I would like to fill them. Red my backside, sit till I die. Manchester's always been behave Nauru. I mean, take your tablets, man. If you've lost your tablets, I'll give you some of mine. but I'll put some laxatives in there, mate, because because you need this. Forgive me, we've been on for an hour. It's not 9 o'clock, but Nairo, I'll give you some laxatives because trust me, mate, the shit needs to come out the backside, not out your gob. Manchester is not blue. Sorry, not red. Slip of the tongue. Someone's gonna take that, and I'll have a half-second gif. Manchester is red. No, all the red is United blood boiling. Yeah, Pep making everyone cry. Absolutely. Nairo needs more than line. I needs an injection, and I tell you where the injection should go with a big needle. I don't know what to think about this Calvin. Don't worry about Calvin. Calvin had a tough first season. Give him time. He said the same as everybody else. He said he's the same as other players have said. They need that second season. That first season just gets. Don't worry about Calvin. Look, overall, the big picture is even with Calvin Phillips, we won the league title last season. We won the FA Cup. We won the Champions League. We got the treble. We got the 3-peat, even with Calvin Phillips. How's your father? Even with Cancelo leaving, we did all that. Don't worry. Caribbean Race. Have you got a YouTube channel, mate? Are you the one? There's a YouTube channel with about 60 subscribers. Something to do with might be Jamaica or Caribbean. 119 years of winning major senior trophies. Now the second best record in the league. Not second best. I mean, you're talking about life or the span of years between your first and your last trophy. And City's is 119, I do believe. But that's not how I'd look at it. I'm not counting. We're about fifth, but I'm not counting how many trophies we've won, and all that. But after this season, fingers crossed, we win the league again. We will displace Everton. I think we're already above Chelsea for league title wins. I think so. We are going up and up and up. There's only three. I think there'll be three clubs ahead of us: United, Arsenal, and Liverpool. And honestly, the way Arsenal going, look, if Pep stayed for 10 years, we'd be above Arsenal. That's the truth. Nauru, I tell you what, buddy, sue me. Make a gif. I don't care. Ease off Calvin. Leave Calvin alone. Say you go real racing things. See, I do notice occasionally these things. I was having a look at some City channels the other day. Nauru, come on, Edward. And I'm not going to go down that route. Let's keep it clean. Because, look, the truth is, I was at a special needs school today. So that's where I do a bulk of my work, about 40 special needs schools a year. So I'm not having, there's a line we don't cross. Okay, there's a line we don't cross. We can have a bit of banter, a bit of fun, but let's keep it civilish. Yeah, let's keep it reasonably civil. Having said that, when I put posters up like that, people criticize. No one's criticized me for that. Everybody agrees, even Arsenal fans. Everybody agrees. Let's get rid of that. But last couple of comments. I was supposed to go about 10 minutes ago, but it's been a lot of fun. I am on the juice tonight. I've been on 3 coffees since I got home, but I was sleepy. I'm after 3 hours sleep, and now I'm buzzing. I ain't going to sleep tonight. That's gonna be a problem for my house. So my missus is get some sleep. So getting up at 4:30 in the morning and starting doing work or watching stuff on your phone. We are doing great. It's fantastic. Absolutely. Cheers, top of the league. Calvin will be okay. Find out he wasn't even all overweight at the time. Yeah, misunderstanding. But there is a net. Come on. Yeah, that's all. No worries, mate. But let's just, we'll have a bit of fun in life, but we've always got to know where the line is. We try not to cross it too often. But there's that Calvin Phillips, the Prime documentary on him. So that's interesting. Who got the money?
When's that on? Is it on yet? No.
Well, I've seen some excerpts from it or something, but I don't know when it's on. You got Prime, haven't you? So I'm actually waiting for the rest of Jack Clancy to come on. That's what I'm waiting for. They did me there. I knew it was coming out on the 30th. I forgot to watch it until end of last week. I'm thinking, how did I not watch it? But I was in Northern Ireland. I was coming back that night. I knew Jack Ryan. I knew that it was coming out, but I was driving through the night. So sometimes you want to watch things at the time. I might watch the Operation Fortune. I watched a bit of that. That was crap for me. But I'm waiting for the last 2 episodes of Jack Ryan to come out. I want to watch that. And then I will watch some of the Calvin. I'm not that keen on the Calvin stuff, but I will watch it for a few minutes. Right, guys. Difficult bringing great show. Cheers, top of the league. I've really enjoyed it. and won't be long before I'm back in Northern. So actually, I've got some people doing the voiceover or the narration for my next show, and the woman asked me, "Do you want an accent or do you want a whatever?" I can do different ones. I said, "Well, I'm doing a lot of shows in Northern Ireland, but I think if you come on and put a Northern Ireland accent, I'm not going to understand what you're saying." So it is a bit tough at times, but I actually do love that accent, the Northern Irish and the Republic of Ireland accent. I do, quite like it. I think it can be very soothing. Can be very. What's the other word begin with S? Soothing is good enough. I hope we use the academy. I think we will. We'll talk about that maybe another time. It's Calvin Phillips. Okay. I just want one of these fly on the wall stuff, Big Morgan. One of these fly on the walls. Take care, everybody. Yep. I forgot how to say goodbye in Greek. Now I've not used it for that lot. Quite a different accent in the north to the Republic. Yeah, top of the league. But I do like them both. Sometimes you do have to do a double take or a triple take when someone said something because I've got no idea, especially with names. It's just hard work. Right, guys, it's been a lovely show. Yes, I've, thanks for your 10 seconds of contribution, Bernard. I just gasped all the way through.
Oh, yes, I've just made sure you didn't make any errors. I was going to jump in if you did. That was all.
But I tell you what, maybe tomorrow I won't wolf down 2 or 3, fat coffees.
Get some sleep.
I'm going to do some training in a minute. I've got a bit of training to do for my show. So, what's this? Certainly both Irish. Well, I will try Dundalk. I would like to go to Dundalk to get a show in there. As I said, it's just over the border. And I'm going to Northern Ireland on a Saturday. I've got nothing on the Sunday, so I'd like to get something on the Sunday, whether it's in Dundalk, whether it's in Belfast or wherever. It pays. If you go over for just one theatre show, you're treading water, breaking even. The second show is where you make your money because all your expenses are already paid. Guys, it's been lovely. My lad will be sending me a message soon. Says, "Where the devil are you, Dad?" Papa, he calls me. Guys, look after yourself. What stuff do you do? Top of the league. I am world famous. Well, not really. I'm not even famous in my own family. I'm a bubble artist, so you'll see me in Northern Ireland. I'll tell you quickly where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in the Ardone Theatre in Enniskillen on the 30th of July. I'm going to be on the 29th of July. I think I'm going to be in, I can't remember now, London Derry, at the Waterside Theatre there. I'm in the Armagh Planetarium and Observatory on the 26th and 27th of July. It's a Wednesday and Thursday. And I'm in Coleraine at the Riverside. Can't tell you when that is, but I'm there in September, probably the 30th of September, off the top of my head. 30th of September. And I'm in the Alley in Strabane on the 9th of September. Just trying to fill that 10th and the 10th of September and the 1st of October would be mighty fine. But that's what I do. I blow bubbles for a living. A lot of work in the special needs sector. A lot of work. And now just embarking in theatres. I prefer the special needs kids. They're very honest. When they call you ugly, they mean it. They're not doing it out of spite or anything. I turned up at one school and he didn't call me ugly, but they talk about the way you look because it's natural. It's normal. They don't think anything of it. And you don't look at them in a bad way for that. You're just taken aback when it happens, but they're very honest and genuine. And that's one of the things I love about them. Bernard, same as you, you're honest and genuine. History Channel, let's get Bernard's number back up. There you go. Bernard Deneen, The Citizen Channel. On your way to, have you got 3,000 subscribers yet, Bernard?
3,250, yeah.
Oh, what a man, what a star. 3,250. Bernard's doing the numbers on his channel. I think I'm up to about I'm coming up to 1,600 or 1,700 on this channel. I think we are not doing too bad. Wow. I'll tell you how many we've done. Last count, we were 1,572. We've got 2 more subscribers. Only 2 people have subscribed tonight from this show. But we're coming up to 1,600. Numbers are coming in. Hey, Simon, hope you're well. 3 coffees has made a difference today. Keep it up, mate. Well, my wife won't be too happy about that. Always nice to hear Bernard talk because you're really nearly as old as me, 1956. Wow. Oh yeah, 3 copies is plenty, plenty. I'd one when I got in about 3:30, and then a couple more just before I did start the stream because I was like, and now I said to my wife, when I have this coffee, I will not be going to sleep in a hurry. She said, make sure you get an early night. Not happening. Simon, thanks for coming on, guys. Anybody who hasn't subscribed, why not? What's wrong with you? You will subscribe to the channel. Help us get to 2,000. I want to be at 2,000 before the start of next season, and that will spur me on. As honestly, the truth is, as the subscribers go up, as we get a lot of people contributing, that's what gives me the buzz, and that's what's going to get a lot more content. And as you've seen, hopefully tonight and other stuff, it'll be content you like. It'll be with handsome fellas like Bernard and Mike. We will take Mike's avatar down at some point next season, and you will see him in all his gory glory. I don't know if Bernard's bored or he's frozen. He's just like that. He's not bored. He's not frozen.
No,
anyway.
I've just discovered something obviously that shouldn't have happened, but don't worry. Sorry, it's only the Benjamin Mendy thing. We've not had any court reports all day, and now they've suddenly decided to send a complete report like an hour later. So I'll have to quickly do that before I go to bed.
Guys, take care. Look after yourselves. Bernard, watch out for Bernard's thing on Ben Mendy. He's one of the few people who has been constant on that and giving us information. He's doing.
Yeah, nearly be over. It won't be long now. Nearly done.
Yeah, nearly done. Because he's. How many cases has he got left? Is it 2 cases?
Just the 2, yeah. There's summing up now, so it'll be sorted in the next few days.
Guys, look after yourself. Top of the league. Top of the league. I was going to say top of the. No, I'm not going to give that trope away. All the best for the shows. If you've got a show for done, don't let me know. We catch up. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I love it. I mean, you'll see me. I'll be really quiet. If you meet me, I'll be really, really quiet. But once you get to know me like Bernard, I just won't stop. I just keep going. I'm a gasser. But it is. Right, guys, that's it. I'm off. Take care. Have a lovely evening. Subscribe to the channel.
Cheers, guys.
Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. Go and look at the Citizen channel. Subscribe to Bernard as well. He deserves it. See you around, Blues. What a bonkers stream that was.